Okay, we're going to get you in the volunteer spirit as you watch this morning, and we are not talking about Tennessee football. We are talking about the throngs of volunteers that show up each and every day at CHI Memorial to make the services they offer there all the more powerful. Jean Payne has the great joy of being the director, the volunteer services director at the hospital. Judy Hall, in her blue memorial vest there, is the auxiliary president, and they both join us this morning. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
I think everybody watching is probably nodding their head because no matter which campus of Memorial you've been to, chances are it's been a volunteer who's either greeted you in person, answered the phone when you called to inquire about a friend or relative. They're key to your success.
They are key. Many times the first encounter that someone has with our campuses or anywhere is with a volunteer, either when they come in or even in the parking lot. We have some shuttle drivers are answering the phone, and they bring such excellence to our ministry, such compassion and dedication. We've got the best team ever.
Well, okay, you use the word ministry, so I'll take that a step farther because in some ways someone might think, well, the ministry is that person is giving of their time, but like anything worthwhile, it comes back to benefit the volunteer.
Sure. It's a beautiful circle because our volunteers, I mean, honestly, they add that warm touch, that caring touch. Most people that come to a hospital have some anxiety, whether they're the visitor or the patient. We're a large facility, there's an unknown, and the moment they see the volunteers that can put them at ease, take time and talk with them and literally hold their hand many times to take them to their destinations, it's beautiful to watch. And then our volunteers, they love it. It's a great sense of purpose in a ministry. They look forward to it. They've made lifelong friends. And we get to celebrate them, and this is National Volunteer Week, so it's a win-win situation.
And you ask people, before we bring Judy into the conversation, you ask people to dig deep and think about what their own particular gifts and blessings might be, and you can highlight those. You have the music therapy, pet therapy.
Yes, and then too, many times, you know, when a volunteer comes, obviously they don't know everything about the hospital, but we're like a little city, so I just like to meet with them and find out what their talents may be that they would like to share or offer different opportunities. And sometimes people like to kind of do maybe what they did before they retired or what they're currently doing. We have some volunteers that are employed, or they try something new.
Right. So Judy, I know you don't mind at all sharing your story. I'm going to tip people off though that you have been volunteering with the hospital for 10 years. Obviously you find yourself in the right place.
Yes.
What brought you to do it?
Well, in 2006 my husband had major surgery at Memorial Hospital, and we were not familiar at all with the hospital. And I spent nights with him there for a lengthy stay, and I was just so impressed with the nurses and the doctors and the custodial people and the volunteers. So I was working at the time and said, when I retire, that's what I want to do.
Oh, so and that's what brought you there. So I'm from Atlanta, and I remember my mother had always wanted to be a nurse, and she didn't become one. But she became a pink lady. Remember in the days of the pink lady?
I do.
And but those women ended up being such a support for her. You talk about the friendships that you form. But she was so proud to put on that pink lady outfit and go to the hospital. She loved it.
Well, you can talk to any of our volunteers, and you will hear we have a newsletter, and one of our volunteers does that too. So if you're talented in writing, there's opportunities there. But we call it a mission moment. So many times we'll interview a volunteer, or they'll tell us of an experience that really touched them, that let them know that people felt that compassion, that warmth, and it meant the world to them, that they could be present for that person. And that's a gift. And we really, really appreciate it. And you know, our branding is Hello Human Kindness with CHI Memorial, but we're celebrating kindness this year, and our volunteers display that all the time. I mean, they provide that extra touch.
We were talking a little bit about being back in the studio and what the COVID experience, has done. It's been a long haul, as you
Yes.
put it. Part of what people will see if you do come to the hospital this summer, your student volunteers are back.
Yes, they will. We're excited. This is the first time in 2 summers we've been able to have them back, and they do great things. And our volunteers like Judy mentor the students. They learn so much about the hospital and healthcare systems, and many times for students who are trying to decide their career path,
Right.
I always tell them it's a great experience because it can rule it in or rule it out.
So I want to ask you this too, Judy. When you began to volunteer, is the work that you're doing there similar to the work that you did in your career?
No, absolutely not. I was in an office for 44 years, and so I told Jean when I began, I said, don't put me in a desk. So, no, I'm interactive with the people at one of the information desks, and it's just endearing to my heart. And I feel needed and appreciated.
So how do people go about doing it? Do they don't all know you like
Right.
Judy had a chance to?
Right. Well, if they go online, we have all the information for volunteers, student volunteers, applications. And so the first step is fill out an application, or they can call the office at 495-8610.
Okay.
And we'll mail an application, or they can stop by the hospital. Our current volunteers are our best recruiters because they see what they're doing, many people, and they want to be a part of that.
And I'm telling you, I don't care if, like I said, you had to make a phone call late at night to check on a friend who you found out was in the hospital. Maybe you're going in for a test and you're a little bit nervous, as Jean said. Chances are that first smiling face you've seen has been the volunteer.
Sure, sure.
Great to talk to you both.
You too. Thank you so much, Julie.
So here is the phone number, as you heard Jean say. It's 495-8610. If you go to memorial.org/volunteer, that's where you'll find the information.
Yes.
Online, go ahead and get that filled out. And if you are considering as a student volunteer, be sure and get that in quickly. The deadline is kind of looming.
Yeah. Now it's open for everything else, but we have seasons for students. So yes.
Great
thank
to
you.
talk to you.
You too.
Seems like CVD stores are popping up on every corner. Make sure you choose a knowledgeable vendor you can trust, like the Hemp House. Choose from products that are locally sourced from farmers we work with directly. Our friendly staff will help you find the right product for you. The Hemp House on the North Shore, Eastridge, and Ooltewah.
No two sets